This is my first BLT sandwich. Okay, I understand it's carrot bacon, and maybe bacon lovers will have their own thing about it, but I am really enjoying it. Okay. Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Nutritionist Deepa, and I'm so excited that you're here to share this interesting carrot bacon lettuce tomato sandwich, CBLT. Who knew that you can turn a carrot into a bacon, right? So I've been watching this recipe trending on social media and got obsessed with it and have made 50 different versions of it. And I think finally I have one that I think I can share with you all, right? So it's pretty simple. It's not a complicated recipe. And it really comes down to the temperature and the moisture of the carrot and so on and so forth. Mm, I must say, sometimes it turns crispy, sometimes it is not as crispy. I don't know why. I have tried to replicate it, but I feel it meets its purpose, and it's quite fun. It's just interesting way of handling a carrot, right? So in order to get things going, you first need to get a nice hearty carrot. Now, as you can see, this particular carrot is was from the farmer's market, so it's little longer than the usual carrot, and it's quite thick. And basically, you need to uh, start making thick strips like these. Okay, so this is a good mind body brain coordination exercise. So do you see how this strip looks? So you just have to keep going. And what I noticed, that if you make these strips ahead of time and allow them to dry out a little bit, okay, and that's what I have done. Oh boy, look at this. Do you see how beautiful this particular strip looks? It even has a vein, right? And the thickness is just right. So I have already made few strips like that, which I'm going to uh, show you real quick. Okay, so I already made these strips and they have been drying out for last half an hour or so. And like I said, I just feel that the final product is slightly crispy with this. So I have these bacon strips, I mean not bacon, the carrot strips here. And now we'll start making the marinade for it. Okay, already. Okay. So to make the marinades, it's pretty. There are variety of recipes out there, and some use oil. But as you know, I don't use much oil in the cooking. So I like the one with the tahini the most. I think tahini adds nice tangy, I mean nice creamy flavor to it. So this is just some organic tahini. Tahini basically is a sesame seed paste. Okay, so I'm pouring, oh, like a tablespoon of, by the way, what you just heard is I am preheating the toaster oven for uh, 15 minutes at 350 Fahrenheit. So as you can see, I'm just going to use 1 or 2 tablespoons of tahini. Because it's summertime, this tahini is not being pain in the neck to come out of this jar here. Looks like I have to go tahini shopping soon. And just a tablespoon of tahini, okay? And I'm just going to add a little bit more. Finally, I'm done with this huge jar of tahini. Wow. And to that, we are going to add a tablespoon of organic soy sauce. Okay, you can add liquid aminos, you can add coconut aminos. So a tablespoon or so of soy sauce that goes in here. A 1/4 teaspoon or so of garlic powder. Garlic powder. Then approximately tablespoon of maple syrup. I have real maple syrup here. In fact, I'm just going to add probably just half a tablespoon. I don't think we need a whole lot. Okay. And like I said, this is a real maple syrup. You probably can add agave if you want, or skip it. I have some white pepper, okay? Just like black pepper, this is white pepper. I personally feel that white pepper has a really nice, mild pepper flavor to it. So I'm just adding that to this mix. What else? Oh, the important ingredient, um, smoked paprika. So I have this Trader Joe's smoked paprika. Now it is really smoky in its flavor. So I'm adding a 1/4 teaspoon of that. Since I like my food a little bit smoky, I'm going to add just a tiny bit more, and just a dash of nutritional yeast. And I will tell you why I'm using nutritional yeast. Because most of the recipe called for liquid smoke in this particular recipe. And I personally feel that anything, the liquid smoke is not natural. It's an artificial flavoring, and probably is not good for us. There's a lot of research out there on acrylamide formation when we eat products containing like smoky flavor. So I just didn't want to take a chance, and I just thought the nutritional yeast might do its job. So between smoked paprika, um, the soy sauce, and nutritional yeast, I think we should get a nice, well-rounded flavor. Okay, as you can see, you know how beautiful this looks already? It's smelling amazingly well, and I'm just going to whisk this together. Okay, and this paste is ready, and we are going to brush our carrots with this paste. Now, in usual circumstances, or most recipes recommend using a baking sheet with parchment paper. I like to go green as much as I can, so I always use a iron skillet, uh, cast iron skillet, to roast all my vegetables. Okay, so we are just going to put these strips on here and start brushing them. Now, technically, you can apparently marinate them. I tried one recipe, or I tried it once marinating it, but I just felt that it was not needed. I felt that the soy sauce actually got a lot of moisture out of the carrots and created a lot of mess. Okay, so like I was saying, I tried quite a few different versions just for the fun of it. Um, Now, personally, I'm not a bacon person. I have never eaten real bacon in my life. So, in my mind, I just didn't have much to compare to. But the house was smelling good, and that's always a good sign. And it tasted out well. So now I'm just going to flip it. and then we will brush the back side. And the oven is at 350. I'm using my handy dandy Braville's toaster oven, which acts phenomenally well. I actually like it more than my real oven. I roast all my vegetables all the time, because when you roast your vegetables, you don't need to use any oil to cook them later on. If you just brush them with a little bit of vegetable broth, they are all set to go. There's less mess. You don't have to stand there and stir your vegetables. So I really believe in roasting vegetables, and they just intensify the flavor of all the vegetables. Okay, so these things are, I think, are ready to go in the oven. Okay, so I'm going to just go and put it in this oven for 10 minutes. Okay, now I must say it does burn very quickly. So I hope one of you can remind me, but I have the timer on, no worries. Okay, so the next recipe, or the vegan mayonnaise that is going to go in this particular recipe is another good recipe. I just decided to do the vegan mayo last minute, so I don't have the recipe written down in the PDF that you guys will be getting towards the end of the presentation. But if you need one, just send me a message and I will get you the recipe. So for the vegan mayo, I'm going to be making a cashew-based vegan mayo, okay? And for that, I have soaked these cashews for an hour or so, okay? So I have soaked cashews here. However, the interesting ingredient that we are going to use is a Kudzu. And I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about this Kudzu root that can be used as a thickener or a starch, okay? Kudzu root is considered as a miracle root, okay? It has been used in Japanese cuisine for centuries, really, because of its not only the culinary properties, but also the health properties. It has shown to have health benefits such as lowering the lipids. The Kudzu tea among Japanese people is very popular for the, what do you call it, for the upper respiratory infection, cold and cough. It also helps soothe your digestive tract, and it's a very simple, versatile ingredient to use. So, you know, it comes in very handy if you are making like a pudding or gravy and want to thicken it. Okay, so this is how it looks. All right, and what I have done is I took a couple teaspoons of the Kudzu solids, added some cold water to it to dissolve, and then just heated it up. There are two ways to do it. You can heat it up in the microwave for 10 seconds and it becomes like this gel. I hope you guys can see it, right? So that's how thick it becomes. I just did a double boiler because it's such a small amount. I didn't want to use it in a big pot. So I just did a double boiler and added extra little water and turned it into this thick puree. Okay, so we are going to use this Kudzu root starch to thicken our cashew mayonnaise. A little bit about cashew mayonnaise. Simple recipe. Like I was saying, I had soaked these cashews since, oh, I don't know, 2 o'clock maybe in hot water, and I'm quickly going to drain it, and then we are going to add a little bit of soy sauce and garlic and lemon juice and a little bit of nutritional yeast, and off we go. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm going to quickly drain my cashews. Okay, so I have the cashews are being drained, and now I'm just going to add some garlic powder. Okay, where did the spoon go? Right here. Okay, so I am adding some garlic powder to the cashews. Dash of, let's see, dash of soy sauce. You'll be surprised how nicely this cashew mayo comes out. Okay, because cashew has a nice umami flavor to it. I'm going to add dash of nutritional yeast again. That's going to give a little bit of that eggy, nice mouthfeel to our cashew mayonnaise. And I'm just going to add a little bit of lemon juice in it. Oh, sorry, I'm back. I'm just going to use my handy dandy lemon juice squeezer to squeeze some lemons. And here we go. A little bit of lemon juice. As you can see, you want it a little bit on a tart side because it will complement the fatty and the salty flavor of the cashews and soy sauce. Okay, I'm just going to add just a couple tablespoons of water. I'll be right back. Okay, so now I have this cashew mix ready, and just in the all coming together. Perfect. I may have added a little bit of extra water, but oh well. Hopefully the kudzu starch will take care of it. Anyway, I just checked on the bacon here. I don't know if you guys can see it. Well, it looks interesting, to say the least. Okay, now what's next here? So I'm going to pour this cashew cream. Oops, I think I should grind it probably a little bit more next time, but no worries. It's nice and creamy. Just have few cashew pieces in there. It smells just like mayonnaise. Wow. And I'm going to add this kudzu root paste in it and kind of mix it together. So my dear friend and my mentor Susan happened to call me this afternoon, and I must say she is more of a kudzu queen here. She makes puddings out of it. She said very recently she made a key lime pie, without any sugar, and was just thickened by by this kudzu root. So if we keep it in the refrigerator overnight, this is going to blend really well with this kudzu, and it's going to get thickened, okay? But it's just perfect for our purposes right now, okay, to put it on our salad. All right, so the mayonnaise is ready, and now let me grab my lettuce and tomatoes. Ooh, it smells so good. Okay, there's 1 minute left. I'm going to pull that out because we are supposed to flip it. Okay, so I'm going to show you quickly before I go for flipping. Interesting. Now this is my only second time that I have used I'm just trying to see what is making noise here. It's like my cat is climbing on things. Okay, so I'm just going to brush it with a little bit of salt. I mean, not salt, sauce. And put it back in the oven for 10 more minutes, and we'll come back and see what happens to it. Okay, so it goes back in the oven for extra 10 minutes, and we'll see what happens to it. All right, so we have the cashew mayonnaise ready. I'm going to talk a little bit about the lettuces. Okay, as you can see, the lettuce here, I'm going to pull it up right here. So the lettuce leaves are from the community garden that I work with. Okay, it's a community garden that is associated with the local food pantry. I'm sure your community has a community garden. It is a wonderful way to get involved in gardening and be part of people with like-minded energy, and you get fresh produce. Okay, I personally like gardening, but I don't have much time to tend to it. So when I found this community garden project, I was super excited because, you go there, you tend the garden, and you get to pick all this produce. Anyway, so yesterday I went and grabbed these lettuce leaves. Look how fresh these are. Now, the advantage of eating nice, fresh, green vegetable is because that it is rich in folate. Okay, folate is extremely important for our brain health, and folic acid is good for our heart, or folate is also good for our heart and brain and everything, right? And a lot of vitamin A and green and beans, as you know, are a good source of calcium. And usually the greens which are not cooked, so in their raw form, are more likely to give us more nutrients, because folate or folic acid is sensitive to heat and is water soluble. So if you if that's why when we cook our spinach, it's we don't get as many nutrients. We get iron and fiber, but not as much folate, because we have cooked it. Like I said, heat destroys some of the nutrients. So I have this wonderful lettuce here, and then obviously the tomatoes. So that's all good to go. Now, to build this sandwich, you don't have to use bread, right? I would not even mind to if I use just this lettuce, almost like a lettuce wrap, right? You can put any other vegetable in it. By the way, I want to show you one more thing that I did. In order to make the sandwich or the filling a little more hearty, I roasted some leftover mushrooms that I found in my kitchen. I mean in my refrigerator. So I just chopped them, sprinkle a little bit of soy sauce on it, and roasted them. This is going to act almost as a filler, right? So because mushrooms have that meaty taste. Did you guys know that just eating 1 cup of mushrooms every day provides our body with compounds which are anti-cancerous? So make sure you are getting plenty of mushrooms, right? So that's what I have here. I have mushrooms and I have this lettuce and tomatoes, and we're just waiting for the carrot bacon verdict here. Okay, hard to tell, but I think it's getting there. Okay, let me quickly go and grab the bread. So if you're gluten free, of course you can buy sprouted gluten free bread like Udi's or Rudy's, or you can have lettuce wraps. You can have this sandwich or this carrot and roasted mushrooms and cashew mayonnaise on top of a rice cake. I would even say, now this is a bit crazy, but you know me. Um, Take a baked potato or a sweet potato and load your baked or sweet potato with all these wonderful toppings. Why not? Right? How can we go wrong with this creamy cashew mayonnaise, right? And these roasted mushrooms, lettuce, tomatoes. I mean, look at all the flavors that are right here, ready to go somewhere, you know. And just be creative. The CBLT or BLT or TLT, I have done tofu, lettuce, tomato type of sandwiches in the past. Basically, instead of mushrooms, you just roast tofu and use that as a slice uh, instead of cheese or meat slice inside your sandwich. So there are a variety of ways you can use it. Oh my God, it smells so good. I get really impatient uh, towards the end because I have notoriously burned quite a few carrot strips in last few days. So anyway, it's coming together really well. I think it needs to cool down a bit. Um, but what was I saying? Yes. So get really creative with these toppings that you have. Like I was saying, loaded baked potato would be a good idea. Today we are going to use this bread. It's a sprouted, not pure sprout, a sprouted grain bread from Aldi. And sprouted grains are always good for us because they are easy to digest. So this is from Aldi. Trader Joe's has it. We all know Ezekiel bread. But then lately I have been kind of eating these wraps. They are by Angelic Bakehouse, and these are spring kale and spinach wraps. And the same company also has beetroot flavored wraps. And again, the ingredients are pretty clean: sprouted whole grains such as wheat berries, quinoa, millet, oat groats, barley, rye berries, amaranth water, whole wheat flour, agave syrup, a little bit of sunflower oil, but it's all non-GMO, 21 grams of whole grain, and it's quite hearty. Okay, so this has been my new favorite when it comes to wrap and sandwiches, or just having something even for breakfast. I know they are not gluten free, but you can find another sprouted gluten free wrap or on a hot day like this, I would just be very happy just making lettuce wraps. I'm going to go because I think I may have burned the thing. Okay, just in time. Okay, here we go. It's hot, it's hot, it's hot. Okay, let me make sure you guys can see this. Okay, do you see how it's all looking a little bit baconish? Okay, I think if we put more sauce on top, it will be more brown, which is fine. Now we just have to allow it to cool down a bit. Okay, so I'm going to go and grab a plate while you enjoy the carrot bacon beauty. At least I didn't burn it this time. Oh wow, this one is already getting a little crispy. Oh, look at that. It's even better. This is probably my best performance so far. Wow. I'm super excited now to try it. So I'm just going to allow it to cool down a bit. Move some of the stuff from here. Okay, and do you see here? I think it will be fine when it cools down a little bit. This one is really crunchy. Can't wait to try one. I'm going to try one right now. Oh my god. This is amazing. This came out really good. It's chewy. It has a nice mouthfeel to it. It has a light umami after flavor to it. It's a little sweet because of the maple. And the texture, I am really surprised by the texture. I'm sure when you, oh, look at that. When you add what is it called? Liquid smoke, it's going to be really good. But like I said, because of the acrylamides, I decided not to. Next time, I think I'm going to put more of this paste on top, okay? Or maybe reduce the tahini a little bit, okay? So that the paste, so that we have more flavor on it. But this actually came out really good. Okay, time to make a sandwich. Boy, really, this probably is my best recipe today. Maybe because of all the positive energy and love I'm getting from you all. Okay, here we go. Let me make sure. I have a couple slices of bread here. And I'm going to spread this cashew mayo. It's already getting thick. Like I said, I should have done more pureed Few cashews are stuck in there. That's okay. The other thing that would go well in here is avocado. With good old avocado is always good in a sandwich, right? So we have more cashew mayo. Nobody's watching what I'm doing, so we can put more if we want to. And like I said, if you want a cashew mayo recipe, just send us a message and we will get back to you with the recipe, okay? If you end up making the recipe of this, please let me know. I'm going to now layer it with some lettuce. Why not some extra lettuce since it's so fresh? With some mushrooms to make it more hearty, more flavorful, and phenomenally, what can I say, nutrient dense, filling, something that will make everybody happy. Couple slices of tomatoes and the carrot bacon. This is just phenomenal. I had never thought that I would make a carrot bacon sandwich, but life has a way of teaching you things. Guys, can you see it? It just looks phenomenal. Just like a real carrot bacon sandwich. I mean, real BLT sandwich, I would say. Right? Look at this. Look at this. I hope you can see it. Please make it. It's a really good, easy recipe. I'm just going to, actually, I don't even feel like putting this other slice on, you know. This can be a beautiful open face sandwich, really, right? It's a perfect open face sandwich. I might actually make one for myself later on and just eat open face, or for breakfast tomorrow. Perfect. But we will close it. As you can see now, look how beautiful that looks. And if you guys want, I don't know if you can see it there, but here I have the carrot bacon sandwich. I made it just for you guys. Ooh, look at that, right? So thank you for joining. Send us a message if you want a recipe for the cashew mayonnaise. Otherwise, hang in there. You will get a link to get the recipe for this carrot bacon CBLT sandwich. Thanks again. I hope you enjoyed it. You learned a thing or two. Please go get some kudzu and start working with it. Like I said, it's a powerful root, good for us, and much better than arrowroot or other thickener that we usually use. You can put a little bit of that in your smoothie. Anyway, that's about it for today. Thanks again, and I will see you next time. Let me go and enjoy this lovely sandwich.